Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to come in here and basically say, unfortunately, our camera decided to unalive itself in the middle of recording our AEW Collision review. So, unfortunately, it kind of deleted all of our videos for this podcast. So, pretty upset about that. But unfortunately, it is what it is. We got a new camera coming in. It's currently in the mail, so that's on its way. Thank God. So next week we'll definitely have some video for you. But in terms of this week, unfortunately, it is just going to be an only audio podcast. One thing I will say as well is in terms of the AEW collision thing that occurred, like the whole incident with that, it did kind of cut off halfway. So you will hear Elvis for like halfway through the AEW collision, but unfortunately, I did have to go ahead and finish that one out by myself. Luckily, we got through everything else. So, go ahead and sit back, relax, listen to our funny commentary for everything that did happen this week. And, and just enjoy the show. Love you guys. Peace. Hello and welcome back to the number one wrestling podcast in the world, the Backseat Wrestler Podcast. My name is Eric. This is Elvis, and we are back and better than ever. We got upgrades and we got new mother freaking lights. Let's turn this thing on. Hold up.
What we do?
Boom. Lights.
Look at that.
Lights. Blue.
Look at that. We are upgrading by the week, ladies and gentlemen. Look at
this kid. Thoughts, concerns, emotional outbursts, anything.
This is cool. Does it flash?
No, it wasn't in our budget. It doesn't flash.
We'll get there sooner or later.
It turns red.
That's orange.
Oh crap! Sorry, red.
There we go.
There you go.
Wasn't I wrong?
Turns red. There's yellow. There's blue.
Look at that. This is why we are number one, ladies and gentlemen.
This is why we are number one.
Yeah, but we gotta, anyways.
It does not flash.
We'll get there sooner or later.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is a stacked show. We got so much happened.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened this week, of course, in terms of top stories and basically the world of wrestling in general, with all the stuff that happened during the TV shows and everything that happened backstage. So we have a lot of stuff to cover. Of course, like we always do, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started with top stories first. Of course, one of the first top stories that we are definitely going to talk about is all the WWE releases that have been occurring recently of not only backstage talent, but now it looks like superstar talent as well. Of course, one of the big names being Matt Riddle.
That came out of nowhere. It was a curveball.
It was. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, like we did talk about last week that basically this guy was having that whole incident at JFK where he was accused of sexual assault. And apparently they were saying...
I'm not trying to laugh, but that's with the security. Come on.
Yeah, but still, you never know.
No, yeah.
We don't have all the news and stuff for that, so we'll definitely see.
He was intoxicated too.
Well, no, that's what they're saying. That's what I'm saying. We don't have any things yet. They're saying that he was intoxicated. He's saying other stuff.
This is allegedly.
Everything's alleged. We'll definitely see if anything else comes from that. But it looks like WWE was done with him. They definitely released him.
He's had the history of alcohol problems and an altercation. He's had backstage heat.
Yeah.
So I guess they were done, especially with the releases going on. They took their chance to get him out of there. Yeah, which sucks because Riddle was a great wrestler. I really wanted to see him. I hope he gets his outside the ring stuff together. Yeah, because he's a great talent.
No, we definitely do hope that he does get back on his feet. He has a bunch of like indie stuff if he ever wants to do that. He can definitely go ahead and do that, or he can just return back to MMA.
Yeah, well, he's got to wait contract clause and then
obviously
see what happens. But
yeah, we'll
see what happens with him. Him at AEW, Indies, I don't know.
Yeah, or Impact maybe.
Yeah, there's so many places you can go.
Of course, he was released. Unfortunately, there was also some other unfortunate releases. Of course, all of them are all unfortunate. We don't want to see anybody lose their job. But like with some terms of like big names, of course, Dolph Ziggler got released, which was
the biggest one.
That was the most surprising.
Since 2004, 19 years with the company, always putting on these great matches.
Yeah,
and out of nowhere, they just got rid of him.
I don't know. It's gonna be weird playing like video games without him in it because since I was a child, this guy was always in all the video games I ever played. So it's really weird that we're not gonna be able to see him or play with him as a video game in the future. But I'm gonna miss him. I mean, like I hope he does. I feel like out of everybody that got released, he's probably gonna go to AEW.
AEW, he's definitely
because Ryan Nemeth is there, which is his brother. So I feel like out of everybody, he's definitely gonna end up there. But
Maybe they'll do a tag team. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll definitely see. But I just really
That
hope
sucks.
everybody got released does get
Yeah, there's
all
other
the job opportunities on ages as they can.
Yeah. Other names we got like Elias, Mustafa Ali, Top Dollar.
Yeah.
Any more? There's so many, etc.
Sheldon Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Which hopefully he goes back to like New Japan or something. I think that'd be pretty cool for him.
Mansoor. There was just so many names.
Yeah, there was so many.
Apparently, there's still more to come, but I don't know. I hope some of these guys can. They hope, well, definitely they'll get a job somewhere else.
They definitely will.
Elias was pretty good gimmick. Like I like this gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not a joking matter, but as I'm just gonna say here, just one joke here. If I am a WWE talent, and I haven't been on WWE TV for a while, I'm putting my phone on mute or do not disturb, and I'm not picking up any phone calls from Triple H, Vince McMahon, Nick Khan, any of them. Like they're just gonna go straight to voicemail.
You're gonna call your manager.
Your
manager's gonna call you.
I'm gonna tell them don't answer. Like hopefully they forget about me and eventually I can still keep my job. But yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Of course it seems like there's gonna be more losses to come in terms of talent. They're definitely gonna fire some more. But
this is all due to that merger they had.
Yeah, it was just
the Endeavor merger. So they had the budget cuts, 50 to 100 million. I heard it was like somewhere that they have to get rid of a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. But yeah, of course, that's one of the top stories there. Another top story that, of course, we can definitely get into was Randy Orton possibly returning. He was spotted at the WWE Performance Center.
This is exciting.
Yeah, it was really freaking cool. We love
Randy Orton here. He's obviously been there forever.
Yeah.
And, they had video of him going to the Performance Center. Fans were cheering.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, shh.
Keep it quiet. He was basically telling him, like, you didn't see me.
This new age, and everything's going to be spoiled.
No, it's everywhere. I'm really excited to see him back. I really want to see him back. He's one of those superstars, legends, that like you don't really realize what you have until he's gone. And I never realized how much I miss this guy until I seen that video, and I was like, oh my god, I need to see this guy in the ring like immediately.
We want to see the RKO.
No, it's just like
Legend Killer, Apex Predator, whatever.
Great. I don't know.
Maybe a singles run when he comes back. Hopefully,
we'll see. I mean, his tag team partner is no longer with WWE anymore, unfortunately. So hopefully he does get a pretty good singles run. I think he will. Come on, he's a legend killer. The guy's a legend. But yeah, I'm really excited to see if he does come back because I really want this guy back. It looks like he's on the right path for that though. In terms of like other stories, we have like WWE SmackDown officially moving off to Fox and going to USA Network in 2024. That came
out of nowhere too.
That did come out of nowhere.
And then now you got Monday Night Raw and NXT having to leave USA.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Monday Night Raw, since it came in 1993, they've been on USA Network forever. They left in 2000 to 2005, a brief stint at Spike TV. Trash.
I completely forgot about Spike TV.
But other than that, they've always been on USA Network, so them leaving is like crazy.
Yeah, and there was also things saying like they wouldn't mind moving off of Mondays, but I don't want that.
Yeah, we already so used to it. It's Monday Night Raw. That's in the name. Like we don't want what the hell is Tuesday Night Raw? Like what the?
I mean, they have Friday Night SmackDown, and then they went Thursday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, but
Tuesday Night
SmackDown's always been the secondary, even though it's a great show. But Monday Night Raw is a staple. It's 1993. It's been there forever. Just keep it that way.
I don't think they're going to move off of Mondays. It was just a possible rumor that they're willing to explore that if they get a good enough TV deal.
Oh yeah, probably.
Of course, money talks. So we'll definitely see exactly where the heck they're going to end up. In terms of like other top stories, like I don't think there was really much.
Well, we had Jade Cargill. She was officially reported to the WWE Performance Center. My fault. So that confirms the rumors we had last week of her leaving AEW and going to WWE.
Yeah,
so
there was reports.
As of now, we don't know what's going to happen with her. If she's going to be on NXT or main roster, but pretty exciting. She's a great talent.
I would rather see her first start out on NXT, but I highly doubt she's going to show up on NXT. I feel like they're just going to push her immediately to the main roster, especially because she's such a big name coming from AEW, their rival. So, I definitely see her on
a lot of good matches, a lot of good rivalries for her in the main card anyway.
Yeah. In terms of like other top stories, I think that's basically it for the top stories of the week. I mean, there wasn't really like a lot going on this week. Not as much drama as last week, as for the week before, thank God. But yeah, we can go ahead and start getting you guys, caught up with everything that happened this week. Starting with, of course, WWE. That's what we like to start off with, and then
Monday Night Raw,
SmackDown, then getting into AEW, which was pretty stacked this week as well.
This whole week of wrestling from both companies was stacked.
It was great. But yeah, we'll definitely go ahead and get into that now. Yep. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start off with WWE Monday Night Raw. it was a pretty decent show. I would
Yeah, it
say
was a good
so.
show.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess let's just get into it. Yeah, the shows opened up with, of course, Cody Rhodes and Dom Mysterio having like a verbal exchange,
Yeah, just
arguing.
little promo. But then they were gonna have a match.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cody Rhodes like at first just came out just to talk about Jey Uso like he always does. Well, always attempting to do, but always gets
he keeps getting interrupted by Dom with the loud boos.
Yeah, great heel again,
Yeah,
like we said last week. Yeah, that led to like a quick little match where
Priest and Balor came ringside. They were just supporting Dom.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes beat Dom pretty easily.
It was pretty quick.
Sami Zayn and KO came out. Make sure he didn't get jumped.
Yeah, and then of course after that happened, Cody basically was about to leave, but then KO was in the ring and basically told him like, wait, we have something to talk about.
Yeah, that came out of the surprise. I thought it was gonna be something else, but I like how they're doing that storyline too.
Yeah, no, this is a great thing, great storyline, of course, occurring here with basically everybody's still mad that Jey Uso was brought over to Raw, and everybody's mad at Cody because of it, and everybody's mad at Jey because of everything he did in the Bloodline, and everything that Jey's doing isn't really helping.
Yeah.
So, but like he's not like he's doing it on purpose. It's just stuff that happens here.
KO asked, so basically he called him to the ring. He asked Cody about why he thought it was a good idea to bring Jey Uso back to Raw after everything he's done.
Yeah, and basically, Cody Rhodes was saying like, hey, like, the fans love him, which we do, and I think that everybody deserves a second chance, blah blah blah, and that was basically it for that little thing. Yeah, that was basically like the big old opener. It was a really long segment.
It was long just because of the terms. It was a match, and then the commercial breaks, and then a promo right after that.
Yeah, it was just a lot,
but not much happened. It was just that's it.
Yeah, and then right after this, we had a pretty good match. Actually,
it was a really good match.
Yeah,
it was
one of Kingston versus Ivar
for the contention best match of the night.
Yeah, this match was good
because Ivar surprised the hell out of me. I mean, I've seen the Viking Raiders. I know he's good, but
no, Ivar.
This dude was
agile,
doing moonsaults off the. It looked like a high flyer versus high flyer match.
No,
I was like, this dude is great.
Ivar is like Vader. Like he has that type of like move set where he's like able to like jump around and like actually like do the moonsaults and flips and all that other stuff. He's a great wrestler.
He's kind of like a Keith Lee's kind of like the same too, kind of.
Yeah, Keith Lee similar, like those like the big body guys who can still do like backflips and some crazy stuff that like looks insane when they do it.
But yeah, that match kind of stole the night. Like at first, there was another one after, but
yeah, but I still think it was close to contention. Not my favorite match of the night, but it was still really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Then after that, we had
Kofi picked up the victory.
Yeah, Kofi did pick up the win. Great little victory. Of course, he was the right person to win that match, I think. Right after that, we had Seth Rollins basically tried attacking Nakamura before Nakamura's scheduled match versus Ricochet, because Ricochet, as we said last week, is literally there just to get beat down whenever he is needed. Unfortunately, because he's a great wrestler, we want to see him do other stuff. But in this little thing, he's basically there just to get beat up by Nakamura, and Seth Rollins can make the saves.
Well, yeah, he came out, before the match, Seth Rollins came out to try to beat up Nakamura because he's pissed at him. Security prevented it, and then they had the match. And then Nakamura was about to use a steel chair. Ricochet ended up actually using it. He got disqualified, but it didn't end up good for him. He got beat up with the chair by Nakamura. He took out his legs with the chair. And Rollins came out again.
Yeah, and then at that point, basically, Nakamura was able to go ahead and hurt Seth's back, which I love this storyline because Nakamura deserves that title.
Yeah, it's going to build for, Nakamura to get his title run that he 100% deserves. And Rollins, who's been stealing the show for years, he's going to get...
That dude needs a break.
He needs a break. He's been defending the title, and the injury is a good storyline to let him have his break.
I don't know. I think it's great because like Nakamura's promos have been amazing. I mean, like every single promo that they have put out, like of course, like the video package ones, they've been great. I've been watching every single one, and I love watching them. They're fantastic. He deserves this title run, and I really want this guy to win. He needs to freaking win this match when they eventually do run that back.
Yeah, they still haven't even announced.
Yeah, but they're going to do it at the pay-per-view.
Most likely. It's not going to be a SmackDown.
No, that's going to be a pay-per-view match, and hopefully Nakamura does pick up the win, and then maybe Seth does take a little break. I think he kind of deserves it.
Yeah.
But I do want Nakamura to win that match. Basically he came out. Seth Rollins came out. He got beat up by Nakamura as well. After Nakamura basically
targeting his back again.
Yeah, targeting his back. After Nakamura basically beat the crap out of Ricochet with the chair.
Yeah, he took out his legs.
Yeah, it was pretty good though. Pretty good little mini segment to basically hype up that storyline some more. So yeah, right after that we had Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And I'm going to say this again. I have no idea why the heck they put Shayna Baszler in the tag team again, because she was literally just in one, and they broke it up with her and Ronda.
Yeah,
and then she beat Ronda, and then just threw her in another tag team.
I thought she was going to be right after that title contention right away.
That's what I thought.
She beat Ronda Rousey, like, for God's sake, like.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. They should do something better with her, but
they gotta do something better. Like, first of all, Nia,
the
match ended in a no contest because Nia Jax entered and beat the hell out of everybody.
Yeah,
but this women's tag team division is terrible. Not terrible. It's booked terribly.
Yeah,
they just keep having singles competitors interrupting. Like, they're not building up any of the tag teams. No, so what's the point of the tag team titles?
And they're making them look weak.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to be honest. I'm not really invested in the whole Nia Jax storyline. Like, she just came out of nowhere and just beating everybody up. Like, okay, cool. But, like, I don't care.
Yeah. Like, they're making her
really don't care
like
about
a top,
like it's like that.
Like a dominant type figure, but not really into it. I don't know. We'll see as it goes on. See if they do somewhere.
We'll see if they fix it up, if they change it. But as of right now, I'm basically Stephen A. Smith, where he's like, we don't care.
Yeah,
we don't care.
Yeah. But I thought she was going to be mad. Like, she's cousins with, like, Roman Reigns, and I thought she was going to somehow enter the bloodline or something.
I don't know. I don't even know if I want to see that.
No, I know. But you know how, like, the Judgment Day has Rhea Ripley? Why not the bloodline have Nia Jax? That would have been cool. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that.
We'll see. But
they're setting up her with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. I'll take Rhea Ripley all day.
All day. Yeah, there's no way. She better not lose that match. Oh, dear God, please. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, so, like, right after, like, that whole situation, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this again. I do not care about this match. I do not care about this whole storyline that's going on with Nia Jax returning and basically beating everybody down and, like, tearing down the women's tag team division and making it look like piece of crap.
No disrespect.
Obviously.
But that's a bathroom break.
That was a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we can continue on with the rest of Raw. Of course, the next thing that happened after that whole Nia Jax beat down of everybody in the freaking tag team division was a promo backstage between Gable. He was basically asking Adam Pearce for a rematch with Gunther, but he was obviously told no. And then Bronson Reed basically came out of nowhere and said, no, like, you got to get in line. You already had your rematch. You lost both times, and I'm next, which I actually kind of like that because Bronson Reed's pretty great.
I don't want to see 3, 4, 5 matches in a row with the same people.
Yeah, no,
that's what WWE used to do all the time.
Yeah, thank God they don't do that anymore. Well, they kind of do, sort of, but we'll see.
Still do it.
There was also a little promo with Ciampa, like a little backstage thing saying that he's coming after what Gunther has. He wants the IC title, and I'm really excited for that because I want the NXT Ciampa back, and it seems like we're slowly getting that.
No, he said he'll run through anybody. Whether it's Da Vinci, Kaiser, anybody just to get to Gunther.
Yeah.
So let's see. You got that building along with Bronson Reed. And then the Gable situation. It's like you got all these challenges lined up for Gunther, it looks.
Yeah, and we did our predictions on, like, well, not predictions. We did our top 3 of, like, who we wanted to, like, actually beat Gunther on last week's episode. You can go ahead and listen to that. But yeah, Ciampa was definitely up there.
It was who do we say? Ciampa. I mentioned LA Knight, but that was an accident. I forgot. We were talking about Raw.
No, LA Knight is a good option, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, the only thing is on SmackDown, and Gunther mostly is on Raw. So
we'll see. But yeah, of course. So that happened. Yeah. So after, of course, that little promo thing that we got from Ciampa, we went ahead and got, let's see, Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable.
It was a great match.
That was a great match. I think that was probably, like, my match of the night. That was a great match. Of course, Bronson Reed ended up picking up the win, which is a little bit surprising, but I think it was the right decision. I mean, like, Chad Gable had his run.
Yeah, he had his run, and I don't think he loses anything from this. He had a great match.
No, he doesn't.
But he lost.
Yeah, and Bronson Reed gains a lot from that.
Yeah,
it was
because for a time,
amazing match.
Remember, they were building up Bronson Reed, and then he actually started losing a few matches.
Yeah,
I like that they put him right back into the picture of, like, he's really good. He's a big dude.
He is. He's a really big dude.
Challenge for Gunther too.
Really big dude, but we know exactly what he can do in the ring, and he's a great wrestler when it comes to that. So really excited to see.
I don't know what's next with Gable.
Yeah,
let's see what happens. Let's see what does that do to his mindset. Like, does he somehow, like, turn heel or something, like, from losing and getting angry?
I don't think so.
Or does he just go back with the Alpha Academy?
I think he goes back with the Alpha Academy. I feel like I said, I think I
but
said
he's
this
still
last
really
week.
good as a singles competitor. I think.
No, he is. But like I said this last week. I think it's going to continue that storyline with Ciampa going after Gunther and Imperium fighting Alpha Academy, and that
Yeah,
leading
that
up
makes
to
sense.
I feel like that's what's going to lead to.
But you can leave Bronson Reed out of there too, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Maybe he does. Pick up a couple wins and have a match against Gunther. I don't think he should beat Gunther,
but he just beat Gable, who gave Gunther a run for his money, so he's already right up there.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, I don't think he should beat Gunther. But
no, I'm not saying that. Gunther is a monster.
Yeah. So yeah, right after that match, again, that was match of the night. Oh my god, it was fantastic.
Yeah, for me it was like a tie between that one and then the Kofi and Ivar. Those two matches was good too.
I agree. Yeah, but I don't know. I just like Chad Gable so much.
Yeah,
he always puts on.
And then the main event was pretty good too.
Yeah. So So right after that, we had KO backstage. He's basically arguing with Jay, stating that he's part of Judgment Day. And of course, Jay was denying that, saying he's not. So yeah, that of course elevates.
Sammy broke them up.
Yeah, Sammy kind of broke it up. So that again elevates the storyline, which I'm really loving so far.
Yeah. The storyline is so spread out between like people and teams. You got the Judgment Day involved. You got obviously Bloodline, and then you got all these other people. It's good.
It's the Bloodline MCU. It's great because it involves involves both shows. It involves Jimmy. It involves Jay,
Drew Mac, all these people.
Oh my god, it involves so many people. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah,
AJ Styles,
Cena now, the OC, Cena.
It's like crazy.
It's an insane amount of people who are actually involved in this whole story.
But I like it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great so far. I really hope they continue with that. So yeah, right after that, of course, we had a little promo from Becky. I guess they showed from basically saying she wants to elevate the NXT Women's Championship, and she was interrupted by Natalya.
Well, it was she had an open challenge actually already put out.
Yeah,
so Natalya answered the open challenge,
and I don't know why they chose Natalya for that. I feel like they should have chosen somebody else.
It was kind of a throwaway win. Like Becky Lynch went over a rollover pin.
Yeah, it was a rollover
unless Natalya the way she kind of said some stuff too to piss off Becky. I don't know if she's turning heel herself. Maybe that's why.
I don't know. I feel like they should have used somebody else.
Me too.
That was just a random thing. I don't understand it.
It was just an open challenge match, throwaway match.
So it was throwaway match. Of course, Becky ended up picking up the win. Of course, right after that, we had Giovanni Vinci versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Ludwig Kaiser ringside watching.
Yeah, and this actually brought up something you said last week where Tommaso Ciampa ended up picking up the win via submission. Yeah, great match too. And you can tell they were mad at
Ludwig Kaiser was very unhappy. He was as they left the ring, and it's been going on for a couple of months where Vinci loses, and you see Gunther mad at him or Kaiser.
And that's another thing you said. You said possibly they break that up. I really hope they don't.
They kick. I don't. I like Imperium.
I love Imperium.
It just looks like what's been happening the last couple months. Like maybe they kick him out for not being good enough. Apparently,
we'll see.
Like he's a good wrestler. He had good matches, but
the way to build the story, obviously
that match itself though, it was actually pretty quick. It didn't have that much action. No.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick match, but like I said, it was pretty decent. I mean, for what they had,
they announced that it actually had like really low viewership that one match, but I don't know if that had to do with the football that was going on.
Possibly,
yeah, because there was a good game going. I was watching that too on the side.
But yeah, of course, as you said, Ludwig
but the storyline is incredible.
Yeah, Ludwig was really mad. Gunther was watching backstage, and he looked pretty upset as well. And then after that, we had the main event with Jay versus Drew McIntyre.
Backstage first, it was Damian Priest approached Jey Uso and said he wants his answer tonight as to he'll join the Judgment Day.
That did occur.
And to not make him look bad. And then we had the match with McIntyre and Uso.
And again, who won that one? Go ahead.
Well, we got to talk about the distraction. Like
there was a lot of distractions.
Jey Uso was doing good in the match. And then we had the Judgment, and they were ringside. And they came out during the match. And then they stood on the apron and it looked like he was about to join the like they fist bumped Jay. The crowd started booing. They were pissed, and then he super kicked all three of them.
He didn't do it. Yeah, thank God he didn't do it.
But that distraction cost him because he got Claymored right after that.
Yeah,
and he lost.
I really wanted Jay to win. Oh my God!
And then after that, they started jumping Jey Uso. Like, oh, forget you then.
Yeah,
and then Cody Rhodes came out
for
the save, and that's how. Like Cody Rhodes, what is he? He's a superhero. He's always coming out to save somebody. That you expect that every.
I wanted Jay to win so bad. Oh my God!
But he's lost again because he lost to AJ Styles. But they weren't bad losses. They were against like top people.
No, I thought AJ Styles. That was Jimmy. Jimmy lost to AJ Styles.
Oh,
yeah.
That was my fault.
No. Jay's been winning. He's just
Jay lost this one. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's twins. I get confused.
You can't get confused. They're two different people. Come on now.
I know.
You are proving Roman right. What's wrong with you?
All right.
So yeah, of course that basically wrapped up Raw.
Yeah, it was a quick. The ending was just like him getting jumped. Cody Rhodes ran off for the save, and they left.
Yeah,
like Cody Rhodes, like I said, he's a savior.
Yeah, and then Jay was just like sitting in the corner, just like
all right,
defeated, basically.
Yep.
But yeah, of course that was WWE Raw. Of course, we were really excited to go ahead and move on to WWE SmackDown. So yeah, let's get into that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start talking about WWE SmackDown. Let's go ahead and change these lights one more time.
There we go.
Blue for SmackDown.
Blue brand.
Blue brand. Okay. This SmackDown was actually it was okay. It wasn't as good as last week.
I think every show this week of wrestling,
it's pretty solid.
We're actually all pretty solid.
They were pretty solid.
It was actually a really good week of wrestling. I think it's the first time that every single show was decent, at least decent.
I'll say that.
There was some really good shows.
I'll say that, yes.
Every single show. But yeah, let's get right into it.
Basically this thing started off with John Cena. Basically coming out and calling out the Bloodline. Of course, AJ Styles came out as well.
Well, he said he wanted to team up with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And Styles came
which is
out.
Great because like it's so funny because AJ Styles went from beat up John Cena to being on his team.
Even the commentary mentioned it about that rivalry they had from 2016 to 2017.
I love that.
It was great.
Great rivalry.
And they were like, it's cool seeing them now like this.
Yeah, every single match they had was great. But
the Bloodline came out.
They didn't
even do nothing.
It was basically just Jimmy and Solo because where the heck is Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns is long gone. He's on a beach somewhere with his titles, just chilling.
I miss Roman
with
already.
Paul Heyman calling him every 2 seconds.
Oh my god! Yeah,
he's always on the phone.
Just on vacation.
Siri, call Roman Reigns.
Everybody, he's just nonstop on the phone with Roman.
I can imagine he's like, this fucking guy.
Oh god,
cut that out. But
oh god. But yeah,
they didn't even do that. They got up to the ramp and then they just backed down and walked away.
They just walked away.
So Cena and Styles went to Adam Pearce after.
Yeah, and they were basically asking for a match. They wanted the match tonight, like that night, but Pearce was saying
they were like, "Yo, you're the manager," and his Pearce is still like, "No, I got to talk to Paul Heyman."
Yeah.
So yeah, we ended there.
We ended that. Of course, we'll come to find out. We can just say this now. Basically, Jimmy was the one to kind of deal with that contract, and they're gonna fight.
Yeah,
at,
Paul Heyman was saying Roman's the one that makes the decisions, but Jimmy's the one that basically negotiated a contract with Pearce.
Yeah, like behind their back, which was that's a pretty big deal. I love I know we were talking about like on the Raw thing how like we're loving like the whole Jay storyline. Mm-hmm. The Jimmy storyline is amazing as well.
Both of them.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
I mean it's all Jimmy, connected, of course.
And then it's still. Like so even with Solo too. I like how
like everybody has like their own. This dude's just
there to attack anybody.
Like Solo is like kind of going rogue and doing his own thing. Jimmy is kind of doing his own thing, but he's getting everybody angry.
That's why it's gonna be interesting when Roman comes back because Jimmy and Solo are kind of like they're like doing stuff without Roman's orders. Even Heyman's saying they're not listening to Heyman either.
Yeah, they're not listening.
So it's kind of interesting to see what Roman does when he comes back. When he's gonna be mad at them.
I think it's funny though because Jimmy is just hilarious.
Jimmy's hilarious. The way he is now, yeah,
the way he is, like
he's making his own.
We'll talk about that in the main event segment that happens. Yeah. But basically, they were asking for that match. He said he had to talk to Paul Heyman first, and we'll get more of that later. Right after that, we had the Rey Mysterio Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar versus the Street Profits.
They defeated the Street Profits.
They
pinned Angelo Dawkins, which
it was kind of a rematch, because it was LWO versus Street Profits.
Lashley was angry. Like he's basically trying to get the Street Profits to have like this killer instinct. He even when the referee wasn't looking, he powerbombed Mysterio, and Angelo Dawkins did not take advantage of it. He kind of hesitated.
Yeah,
and then that's how he ended up losing. And Lashley was not happy.
He was
not happy on both of them, but especially Dawkins. But he said, "Let's see if I have it here." Like this was later on, but she was shown backstage telling him that he wants all their watches back in their suits. And he'll find new superstars.
It was taking everything from him.
Yeah, to get the job done. So that's kind of interesting. Like they were just building that up, and he's already angry at them.
I don't know. I thought it was funny though because
it is.
It was like
all the watches and suits back.
He's like, if you don't get it together, I'll find somebody else, which puts a lot of pressure on the Street Profits.
Yeah,
I kind of like where they're going with that.
Yeah,
as well.
because he basically wants like a heel. He wants no killer instinct. Attack after the match.
Yeah.
Like he did last week. He made them attack him after the match.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely see exactly where that leads to.
And
of
then
course,
after that, this was a brief segment. They were showing a video of last week when The Rock returned, and
because they have to. It's a Rock.
yeah,
They
when
got
The Rock and Pat McAfee, they basically diss Austin Theory and they hit the people's elbow on him, and the commentary was talking about it. And all you see is Austin Theory come from behind them from the crowd, pissed off, like slapping the table, pissed off, yelling at them, mad that they're even talking about that. Because apparently had like 51 point something million views.
That was because of Theory.
And they were just mentioning that. It was real quick, and Theory was pissed.
I think it was over 100 million views. It was like,
oh yeah, he was pissed though. He came out slapping the table. Security had to escort him away. It was so funny.
Yeah, apparently he was even saying like backstage that like there he was saying the only reason it got that many views is because he was in it.
Yeah,
which was really funny.
So it's kind of interesting to see, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
has anything to do with The Rock, or it's just
like maybe we get that match.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Theory has been in the ring with like legends, and he's so young.
He's been in the ring. Yeah, what, Cena, WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's so many. So John Cena, The Rock. He had a match.
He's had other matches. I'm trying to think. I can't
so
really
many.
get
Rey
off the top
Mysterio.
of my head.
Come on, now. Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
but
match.
He's been in the ring with
It's a couple.
I'm pretty sure he's been in the ring with Randy Orton.
There's so many. But
yeah, Edge. But yeah,
my personal favorite, Johnny Gargano. I just love Johnny Gargano. NXT Johnny Gargano.
Liked him forever.
I'm gonna throw that on the side. But anyways, yeah, right after that whole segment, we had which I thought was gonna be the main event.
Women's championship.
Women's championship match. They kind of just threw it in the middle of the show, which I guess kind of makes sense.
It's still a good match. Japan versus Japan.
Yeah, it was
Io Sky,
Asuka versus Io Sky. This was I think it was a good match. I felt like it could have been better.
No, I felt like it ended too quickly.
They had a decent amount of time.
We talked about, I don't know if it was the start of SmackDown that took too long or something.
Oh yeah, I think that was Raw.
Yeah.
Like
there was once, I think it was also when Cena came out, that took forever because remember they had to run to the back and say,
yeah,
that took forever. That took a lot of time, and it's only a 2-hour show. But it was still a great match. Io Sky and Asuka. Io Sky, she beat Asuka.
With the help of Bayley. But like before we get to that, of course, for some reason Charlotte came out.
What was it? Right before the match started?
No, the bell rang and she walked out. She walked out.
But they didn't even like tie up or nothing. They just
they were
she
just
went
annoyed.
To the commentary table.
Like they had the same face as me. I was like, wait, why is she here? It's like, I mean, like don't get me wrong, Charlotte's a legend, but it's just like, why is she always involved in the championship?
Because she's Ric Flair's daughter. she's the GWOAT.
The what?
You never heard that phrase? The greatest woman of all time.
Oh my god. The GWOAT?
Yes. GWOAT.
I've never heard that before.
You never heard that? There's a boxer that calls herself that, but I just thought about it as Charlotte.
Okay.
What is he, 14-time champion, 15-time?
Well, already? It's not only because she's all right, let's not try to
Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah, let's not try to take away her achievements. So like she is a great wrestler. It's just
even when she first burst onto the scene, she was already in WrestleMania.
It is just annoying that she has to be involved in every single title picture. Like she can't have like a non-title rivalry. Yeah. Like I don't know.
Like if she goes to Raw, she's gonna go right after Rhea Ripley probably.
Yeah,
but SmackDown now it's gonna go out the Io Sky.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like this was annoying because it took away from this match. I
feel like she kind of was there for like
to basically
to
like
make
watch
sure
over.
because Damage Control was there. She was kind of like watching it.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If that's the case, she should have just went out with Io because like you're basically taking away
with Asuka, with Io.
With Io. No, sorry, with Asuka. What am I saying? Yeah,
with Asuka because Damage Control was going to be there. They wanted an even match.
I think it's annoying the way they booked it because it kind of took some of like the, I guess you can say like the audience away from that match, which was it should have been the main event. It was a great match.
Yeah.
And basically put all the spotlight on Charlotte Flair.
But I'm pretty sure now since she was there, they're probably gonna do Charlotte and Io Sky.
I don't know
for a title.
We'll see because basically what happened was Asuka had that one in the bag, had the Asuka lock on Io. The referee's back was turned and Bayley basically grabbed Io's leg and put it on the rope. Mm-hmm. And then that's when Charlotte got involved and beat up Bayley. But of course, Asuka was distracted.
I actually missed the ending of the match.
Okay.
I came back like right with when they were showing Io won.
Oh, this guy's a bathroom break women's watcher. What's wrong with
you? That was the only thing I missed on the show. I had to go to the bathroom.
Canceled.
Yeah, whatever. Cancel me. Fire me.
No, I'm playing. But basically Asuka got distracted because of that as well, which led to Io picking up the win. Great win for Io. I just didn't like the way it ended, and like I said, I felt like the way they did the whole Charlotte coming out of nowhere kind of just like took away from that match. So
because that match by itself, they don't need anybody on the outside.
They don't. It was a great match.
Yeah,
and I feel like if it was on the pay-per-view, this match
I
could
like
have
Io
been
Sky
even
winning
better.
Io Sky. I like how they're building her as a champion now.
I agree. I definitely agree. But yeah, after that, basically they had what was it? The contract bringing the contract over to
Adam
Heyman.
Pearce went to Heyman with a contract for the Bloodline versus Cena and Styles. Heyman said it's okay as long as it's not tonight, but he was also mad at Jimmy, like, because Jimmy's making decisions without Roman's consent and everything.
Yeah, he's like, I got this. And
so he was telling him that the decisions have to be made by Roman.
I think it's funny because, like, if you look at Jimmy's like all smiles, he's all pumped and stuff. But when Roman comes, he's just gonna like have his head down.
He'll be angry.
No, he's just gonna like just not say a word.
The angry one is Solo. Solo at the end, didn't he say
Yeah, Solo basically said after tonight there'll be no one to fight them.
Yeah,
and he left, and then so that left Heyman basically saying like,
well, when they walked away, he said the same. Siri, call Roman Reigns. He's like he's always doing.
Yeah, Roman just.
If that guy's gone, let him have his vacation. But if not, call him to come to the show, man. What the hell is this?
I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I feel like they'll probably capitalize on like him.
But I would like to see a special return. Don't announce that he's coming. Make it
special. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like
maybe like a promo segment, and then out of nowhere you just hear Roman's music.
Yeah,
that'll make it so much better.
I feel like it should be something where like Jimmy's basically like Jimmy and Solo are kind of just like going rampant, and then like Heyman is like annoyed and stuff, and like
he's
they're just
trying
like
to talk to him, they're not listening,
and then Roman comes out.
He's just here the freaking Roman's theme.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that would be cool. But I feel like they're probably just going to announce his return to capitalize on attendance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically that occurred. Right after that, we had the Brawling Brutes versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I love the team of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
They work so perfect together. They're both like the same type of heel. But yeah, Waller and Theory picked up the victory.
It was a pretty good match, Joe.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Of course, because Brawling Brutes are great.
Yeah,
Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are great. They're great heels. Oh my god, I really hope that they keep that tag team and they just keep.
Well, they just started. Yeah, they can go for a tag team run easily.
Yeah, no, I just hope that they don't just separate that tag team before too quickly. Yeah, I really hope that they continue with that.
A lot.
They do. That was basically the main event match because it wasn't really a match after that.
Yeah, after that, it was all like the whole Cena Bloodline segment continued.
Yeah, so
like Cena first, they had Adam Pearce in the ring with the contract. It was gonna be a contract signing. Cena comes out first. He quickly signed the contract. He didn't even talk yet.
Yeah, didn't talk.
Then Adam Pearce announced for AJ to come out.
And then of course after that we get a thing on a Titantron.
You saw Jimmy beating the hell out of AJ Styles.
That was hilarious. So
they put him on a table or something, and Solo jumped like 15, 20 feet off. I don't even know what it was.
Of something onto him, but it was obviously a crash pad because they didn't even show it, and like they had everything in a way, so it was like pretty funny because like who the heck stacks up like your equipment that way? It was kind of like
yeah.
I don't know, it was just funny. But anyways,
that happened. He was laid out on a broken table. You see, what is it? Cena and Pierce rush back to backstage and call for an ambulance and everything. Yeah, and then they went to break real quick, commercial. Once they came back, it showed Styles being stretchered into an ambulance. And what I found interesting, I don't know if I mentioned this last week about the OC not wanting AJ Styles to get involved with the Bloodline. Remember?
Yeah, you did mention this. Yeah.
Carl Anderson was angry. Instead of being concerned, he was there. He was actually angry, saying, like, telling him, I told him not to get involved with the Bloodline. He was like shaking his head angry.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Which is kind of interesting.
It is interesting. We'll see exactly what happens.
Going to end up breaking up from the OC. Watch.
We'll see. Hopefully.
And then after that.
Well, not hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah. Then you see Heyman come out to the ring to a whole bunch of bulls with Solo and Jimmy following him.
Yeah.
But as he was about to talk, Jimmy actually snatched the mic from Heyman, which is we were talking about. They're not listening to Heyman right now.
I thought it was funny. Yeah. He was just like.
And then he threatened Cena. Cena came out running to try to beat all of them up. But then obviously you got the numbers games. Solo, Jimmy started putting a beat on him. He hit the Samoan spike on Cena.
Yeah, it was really weird because like that
Heyman didn't look happy from the outside. He was shaking his head while it was happening.
Yeah, of course. But it was really weird because like what happened with that was like apparently LA Knight was supposed to be there, but unfortunately he had COVID.
Yeah,
so
there were reports that LA Knight was going to probably take AJ Styles' spot and he's going to team up with Cena. But then later on, we heard reports that he was sent home before the show.
Yeah.
After he tested positive for COVID. So hopefully he makes a full recovery. We love LA Knight here, obviously.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm happy they didn't replace him with anybody. Yeah. So we'll definitely see exactly what.
Yeah.
What
well, right after that, though, right after the beating, they took the contract and they both signed it. So as of now, it's a 2-on-1 handicap match.
LA Knight will show up. They're gonna.
No, I know. But as of now, it's a 2-on-1 handicap match for Fastlane. And Heyman, but even as they signed the contract, Heyman was outside the ring happy.
Yeah.
As maybe Roman Reigns, he most likely had different orders for them.
Okay. So yeah, basically, yeah, that was basically the review for WWE SmackDown. So yeah, we'll definitely go on and move on to the next thing, which would be AEW.
Let's go.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and start talking about AEW Dynamite, aka Grand Slam. It's a great match.
It was a great week. Of wrestling for AEW.
There's yellow.
They won the week. No, we don't like competition here, but I think they won the week. It was a all great matches, title matches.
All great matches, yeah. Fantastic week of wrestling for AEW. It seems like Tony Khan listened to our thing, hopefully, and like heard that we were talking crap about Rampage and Collision last week, and he was like, let me. So like, here you go. Like, he's like, here, damn.
They deserved it. It was trash. Now we had Rampage and Collision. They were good shows, but let's start off with Dynamite.
Yeah, so Dynamite. It started off with what I think was the best match of the night. Oh my god! And it was like the best rivalry that was going on there.
Been going on for years.
It was Eddie Kingston versus Claudio Castagnoli. It was winner takes all, with of course Eddie Kingston being the New Japan openweight, New Japan Strong openweight champion, and then ROH champion Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah. This match was great. Oh my god! Like it was just back and forth. It was brutal. The chops, the machine gun chops, the uppercuts.
You can tell it was like a rivalry match.
The punches, like they were not holding back. It was great.
Yeah. I'm glad Eddie Kingston won.
Oh my god.
And that was so his hometown, right? New York.
Hometown.
Yeah. So
hometown
he had
victory.
A huge pop.
Yeah, and he held up both titles. Yeah. It was fantastic.
But I like how the ending, Claudio, he shook hands with Kingston and gave him the belt, which maybe essentially ends the rivalry.
Yeah,
I like to see the class at the end.
No, it was great because basically what that was because one of the things Eddie Kingston said was he just wanted his respect, and he looks like he earned it with that victory. And like I said, oh my god, that match was so good. It was so good. I loved every single second of that. The way that they ended it, they chose the right winner. It was just a fantastic thing. The whole thing was just fantastic. It was great. And then from here, I went to my favorite promo of the week.
The storyline is hilarious.
Yeah, so it was just a video package of Roger Strong in a really, really, really fake hospital with the Kingdom.
They were by his bedside. He was in the hospital.
Yeah, they were like reading him his little cards and stuff. Yeah. And then Adam Cole shows up. And it's so funny because Roger Strong's like, "Where are you? Like, I can't see you." Oh, there you are. It's like, oh my god.
And then the Kingdom, they start talking. They're like, they remind Cole that they're coming for the ROH Tag Team Championships.
Oh my god.
Cole's there. Cole says he's happy that Strong is okay. But he has to leave to be ringside for MJF versus Samoa Joe. Strong just sits up very slowly and tells him, "Just go."
He's just like, it's so funny because you just hear like the bed and he's just like slowly going up. And he's just like, just go.
That was hilarious.
Oh my god,
that freaking neck injury, man.
It's so funny.
Neck Strong.
Yeah, I don't know who approved that shirt.
Stupid.
Who? No.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, Neck Strong.
Yeah, oh my god, I don't know. If you went to high school in Rhode Island, you probably know what that means. I'm not going to say it, but yeah, you don't want that shirt. That's all I'm going to say. So again, that was a great promo, basically leading to
another
Adam Cole. Well, yeah, of course, but it was leading to Adam Cole trying to make it to be at ringside for the main event match. But after that, we had Jericho versus Sammy.
That was a great match.
It was okay.
That was a good match.
There was a couple of little what's it called? Oh my god.
What do you mean, like
botches? Yes, sorry.
Well, the thing about bot is I didn't even notice it. That's how it makes it as authentic as possible. Not everything's perfect.
That's true. That's very true.
And the match ended great. I like the ending where
I thought Sammy was gonna win.
Sammy hopped off the rope.
Jericho ended up losing.
He did
Like,
the
Jericho
cold
ended up winning,
breaker.
sorry.
That was great.
Yeah, it was a
a great ending, and it was a good
that
match.
cold breaker was clean.
Yeah.
It was so good. Oh my god.
And then at the end, like they hugged, and the crowd is clapping and cheering. You think they're making up because remember they said they were just gonna have a match, but then make it up after.
Well, this is the thing.
Surprise at the end. Surprise heel turn.
Yeah, surprise heel turn by Sammy. Basically, Sammy went ahead and kicked Chris Jericho and the you know what, and Don Callis came out, so he ended up joining the Don Callis family, and to the shock of everybody.
Yo, the crowd was. They had the camera on Sammy, and then in the background you see Don Callis walking up the ramp with his little strut that he does. I hate that damn strut. And the crowd is just booing it. It was hilarious though.
It was really good.
This was the ultimate heel.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
As a manager, he's got to be like one of the best manager heels right now.
Oh, he definitely is.
Professional wrestling.
Little side thing here too. For Sammy, I'm a huge fan of Sammy. Mm-hmm. But have you noticed that ever since he's been married to Tay, he's dressed a million times better? I mean, yeah.
So what do you mean?
Like she definitely dresses him.
She dresses him. She has his wardrobe.
And there's nothing wrong with that, Sammy, because my wife dresses me. So that's all I'm gonna say. But you got a good one there. You're dressing a lot better, man. You're doing good.
He's really worried about fashion though.
I'm just saying, my dude is like dressing up in like those shirts, like the button ups, and looking clean, like fresh, fresh.
Looking like he's straight out of Miami or something.
Yeah, for real. Like it's looking good. I'm just giving him his props. Yep. That's all. But yeah. That was a great parallel because it was basically a parallel to when Chris Jericho turned on HBK during their match.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Sammy's gear was the same gear that I think it was Chris Jericho was wearing that night, and it was a great parallel. The exact thing happened with like the hug out, the kick in the nuts. Chris Jericho was like, Chris Jericho was like on his stomach with like his thing. The same thing with HBK did that to Chris Jericho, pushed him down. It was a great parallel to that. And then I love seeing like some of the old stuff
and then
being reused.
Once they came back from commercial backstage, Renee was going to interview Don Callis, and he basically said everything's going to be real on Rampage about what happened with Sammy. And then as they were walking away, Garcia seen standing there like he just looks pissed looking at Sammy. Angry. Sammy and Daniel Garcia, who's a great wrestler. I love Daniel Garcia. They go face to face. He is. But Callis separate. Yeah. I'm not even gonna do the dance. You know what? Nah, forget it. Let's move on.
This guy bit his lip.
Look up his dance. Look up his dance. You know what I mean. It's fucking. It's funny though.
God. No, it was funny though.
So they went face to face, and Callis basically told him like, "No, do it," because Daniel is money, which means like Don Callis is a fan of Daniel Garcia.
He's probably gonna try to get him.
He's gonna try to get him joined. Yep.
So yeah, right after that we had a promo. AEW was actually pretty good with their promos this week.
Like the video, it was a
video package of MJF and Adam Cole arriving in a Ferrari.
Green for his isn't it MJF's green Ferrari?
Yeah. So he came up. They started talking about the match.
He's basically MJF is doing his own promo talking about the match. Basically,
yeah, and then Adam Cole gets a call from Roderick Strong, and he's like, "Strong, you're not dying." He's like, "You're not dying." He's like, "I gotta go."
Cole was like, "It's emergency. It's an emergency. I gotta go."
Yeah, which obviously
MJF was telling him, asked him like, "You're gonna be ringside?" He was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He's like, "You promise?" This dude, so Roderick Strong, like, what the hell?
The dude was like, "I'm dying." He's like, "Roddy, you're not dying," and he just left. I thought it was hilarious. And of course that leads to like towards the end of the main event, which we'll get to shortly. But yeah, after that we had Rey Fenix versus Jon Moxley. This was a really good match as well. Unfortunately, it looks like Jon Moxley got injured. He definitely got concussed.
Yeah. So Rey Fenix won the title. He became the new champion. But the talk about the match is obviously Jon Moxley's injury and then the ending.
The ref,
botching.
Oh my god.
Jon Moxley's down for the count, and the ref just stops counting after 2. The crowd gets up like, what the hell?
And he's like looking.
But I like how these. It didn't affect the wrestlers. Obviously, Rey Fenix just picked him up and hit the finisher again, which made it look like he took him out.
Yeah, but you can tell Moxley was pissed.
Moxley was so But he's also concussed. He was concussed. Hopefully, he does better. They said at the end of the show he had a minor concussion.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, luckily it's not as serious as we thought it was.
But it was a great match. It was a brutal match. Obviously, he got concussed.
That botch, though, it was really annoying because like the ref was just like looking. He was like looking at like his shoulders, like, oh, like did it move? It's like no, it did not move. Everybody saw it didn't move.
Like, you freaking idiot.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was It was a great, and shout out to Moxley. He got hurt. That was early in the match, apparently, where he got the concussion.
Yeah, he
still
got
pulled through it, and it was a great match. But how about Rey Fenix becoming the new champion?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't planned, but I hope they give him
right on the spot.
Yeah, I really hope they give him like a long run. I hope they give him a long run. That was definitely a Jon Moxley call. Like, he definitely called that in the ring. Like, okay, yeah, just take the title off of me. I'm kind of hurt right now.
Yeah. So right after that match, they basically the Blackpool Combat Club was 0-2. Commentators mentioned you had Claudio Castagnoli losing, and then Jon Moxley, which obviously wasn't planned, but it's interesting.
It is. Yeah. Right after that,
we had a backstage segment also.
Yeah, go for it.
So Renee was interviewing Christian Cage, and he announced himself versus Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin in a triple threat match for the TNT Championship, and he said Sting is barred from ringside. But obviously,
it was basically going to be a 2-on-1.
That was going to be a handicap match.
Yeah, it was basically.
But it was interesting. The way I was like, wait, what?
That match was good. We'll talk about it when we get to the collision review. Yeah. But basically,
that was interesting.
They set up that match there. Right after that, we had let's see here, Saraya versus Toni Storm. With Toni Storm, she debuted with new music, and the black and white thing, and the crowd was into it. I was into it. I thought it was great. She looked like
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, like a Marilyn Monroe type thing. So it was pretty cool. So yeah, that match it was okay. It was decent.
Yeah. Saraya had some help with Ruby Soho, and even there, she barely picked up the victory in the end.
Yeah, but again, it was still a pretty good match.
Yeah, props to Toni Storm for that, I guess. But
props to Tony Khan for actually putting on a good women's match.
I was saying that at the end actually. I think I texted you like they finally, because remember we were talking about this last week how they're not booking the women's division as strong as it should be.
Yeah, and they gave him a decent amount of time this time. So thank God.
It was a great match. Yeah.
So yeah, that match was there, and then it came to the main event, which was the thing everybody was waiting for, which was Samoa Joe versus MJF for the AEW championship, in which MJF ended up picking up the win, but it was played so well because Samoa Joe was so dominant.
Yeah, he was
going after the neck, body slamming injury. Him,
and then obviously Samoa is dominating the match. You have MJF just coming back in spurts.
Yeah,
crowd getting into it, and then Samoa Joe just gets him right back, puts him back down.
And the best way they did it was, it basically looked like MJF was down for the count. It was over. He was about to get choked out.
And
then
Joe
Adam Cole comes out, and he runs down the ramp, and he jumps off the ramp. Which, by the way, it looked like he rolled his ankle or something. Yeah. Unfortunately, when he jumped off the ramp.
Yeah, we heard news he had a minor injury.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's not that bad, and hopefully we can see him wrestle in a couple of weeks at Wrestle Dream, but we'll see. Actually, no, that's next week. Oh my God, yeah. Sunday. Hopefully,
October 1st, next Sunday, Wrestle Dream pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Card is stacked. We'll talk about it after, but
yeah. So, basically, Adam Cole comes out and he's trying to rile up.
Yeah, he basically rallying MJF. He didn't get involved, which is good.
Yeah, and then MJF, with the power of friendship, decides to power up and get out of the hold. Of course, they end up going back and forth again, and MJF actually ends up winning by doing the same thing he said he was going to do, which was choke out Samoa Joe. But he did cheat, which was great.
The referee got knocked out of the ring, and Samoa Joe, he got distracted by Adam Cole. Did he get, what was it, a low blow?
No, he just got distracted.
It was a distraction.
Yeah, and then MJF used a string to tie it around Samoa Joe's neck.
Choked him out.
Choked him out, and ended up picking up the win there.
And then after the match, as classy as ever, Samoa Joe, he shook MJF's hand.
Oh my God, it was so good.
That was good. But yeah, that match was great. The storyline was great.
Oh my God,
Samoa Joe doesn't lose anything because he was dominating that match. He's obviously top on the top right now. He's going to be running Collision probably.
This was a 5 out of 5 show for me, to be honest. Despite the injuries.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, MJF picking up the win. Great decision.
So who do you think next challenger for the MJF's title?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna have to build something up with that.
That's a very tough one. Wow. I don't know. I feel like they should. The tournament was fun to watch when they did the tournament.
Yeah. It's because there's so many storylines going on with all the top wrestlers.
I mean, you already know one of my top favorite wrestlers that's in AEW right now that isn't doing anything that I want to do something is Malachi Black.
Yeah,
but I want Black to win a title. I don't know if he should win the world title yet.
Yeah, another guy
but I do think
we'll talk about him for Collision. But I guess after what happened in Collision, we'll talk about it. He's not really in a rivalry. Ricky Starks.
Oh yeah, everybody knows Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is, oh my god,
I would love for him to be involved in the title picture.
Possibly again one of my favorite young wrestler at the moment. Other than like of course MJF and them, but I'm talking about like that's not like within the title picture. They're still on the up and up. Like him, like I think he's definitely like the next one to like branch out and actually do some fantastic things, which he already has been.
Yeah, he's
oh my god,
put on great matches.
But yeah, that was basically AEW Grand Slam.
Dynamite,
yeah, because we have Rampage Grand Slam. Which we also had to cover, and that was a 2-hour show, so it's basically a whole nother review.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so now we can go ahead and start talking about AEW Rampage Grand Slam. Just so everybody knows, we don't really usually cover Rampage because it's not really much. It
hasn't been good for months, but
we had to talk about this one because it is Grand Slam.
Grand Slam, and it was actually decent. It was good.
Pretty decent, yeah. So of course the show opened up with a match between Sting and Darby versus
Christian and
Luchasaurus.
That was a good tag team match. The rivalry is going on between them.
Yeah, which of course is going to lead to like the match that happens on Collision. But yeah, that match occurred in which Nick Wayne did distract Christian, and Darby Allin ended up taking an advantage rollover pin. Yeah. And Christian Cage was just staring down Nick Wayne, and Nick Wayne was just looking at him confused, like, okay.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny though, because like, obviously as we know, Christian Cage has been trying to get with Nick Wayne's mom.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. What are you saying that like that one promo? Like he said he needs to tell his mom to post more bikini pics or something like that.
Oh yeah.
No, oh my god. Christian Cage is a great
Nick Wayne's only like 18 years old, right?
Yeah, he's still young.
He's young.
He's really young. Obviously he just got signed. But yeah, that match was okay. I mean, it was pretty decent. It was a pretty decent opener. I think Sting and Darby have yet to lose a tag team match.
We'll have to check that.
Yeah, we'll have to double check that. But I'm pretty sure.
But that also leads to what happened on Collision, the match on Collision. That rivalry's not over.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then, right after that, it
was Hook and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
Hook, Orange Cassidy, and Chris Statlander. They defeated Daddy Magic, Angelo Parker, and Anna Jay.
Yeah, in that match, Daddy Magic. It's like Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Angel. I think that's like his nickname, but his name is Angelo Parker.
Yeah, why did I write Angelo Parker? Yeah,
cool, it's whatever. Cool Hand Angel. Those nicknames are so stupid, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that match happened. Of course, they ended up picking up the win. There isn't really much to say about that one.
Yeah, it was just
other than of course that occurring. But then we got a big thing with Don Callis and Kanesha Takeshita getting interviewed in the ring by Tony Schiavone, where Callis basically introduced Sammy
as the newest member. Yep.
Yeah, as the newest member of the thing, and there, he was basically saying, me and Jericho are done after, of course, that whole betrayal thing he just did on on Dynamite Grand Slam. It's such a long name.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically saying that they were done, and then Jericho comes out, attacks them all, which led to him basically getting jumped by all three of them.
Yeah, even
oh man. So he ended up getting jumped by all three of them. And then
Takeshita, he hit Jericho on the back with a chair.
Yeah.
Basically started kicking his ass.
Callis came out with the screwdriver. Yep. And then who comes out for the save? Kenny Omega.
Surprisingly.
Well,
not really. But surprisingly to team up with Jericho.
Because they had like that major rivalry in New Japan. That made basically indie wrestling and all that stuff like a lot more popular. But yeah, that he came out for the save
with a steel pipe.
You noticed the steel pipe. I noticed the Red Octobers he was wearing. This guy was wearing Yeezy Red Octobers.
I didn't even notice.
He was wearing like $30,000 sneakers to go save Chris Jericho. I was like, oh my god, there's no way he bought those. Yeah. He definitely got those from the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are the sneakerheads, and they just let him use it for that one thing or something. But he came out for the save. In Red Octobers. Oh my god,
that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. But I see you, Kenny Omega. Yeah. I see you.
The swag.
But yeah, basically he came out for the save, and got them all out of the ring.
So and then backstage, because I guess they went to break. Omega, he was being interviewed and is interrupted by Jericho. Jericho makes it clear that they're not friends, but they'll work together to take out Don Callis. And so they challenged them to a match at Wrestle Dream. Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Kota Ibushi versus Takeshita, Guevara, and an unnamed opponent.
And we can just say who that unnamed opponent is now because it's my favorite wrestler ever. Because they're going to announce it at Collision, so might as well just say it right now. So they end up announcing that it's Will Ospreay.
They announced it on Collision.
Yeah, they announced it on a Collision. But
that's a hell of a 6-man tag team match.
That's going to be mentioned. I don't know. Actually, no, it won't be. But It might be. It's a match of the night contender. Yeah. Will Ospreay is my favorite wrestler.
Will Ospreay just had what was it, the Jericho match, right? At All In.
All In? No,
in London.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
They had that huge match at All In London.
Sorry, I was thinking about what made
Cody Ibushi had the match with Takeshita, right? Previously, I don't think it was All In, but
no, it wasn't a one-on-one match. They haven't had a one-on-one match yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that the thing that made me like I'm a humongous mega fan of Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Was basically I got to see him live at Forbidden Door when he fought Kenny Omega.
Lucky. I was not there.
Yeah,
in Canada. It was in Canada.
It was great. Best match I ever seen live. It was my favorite match of the year so far. And oh my god, they just tore down the house, and it was just I don't know. I know I keep stuttering, but it's just so freaking good. That match was amazing. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it because you'll see how good Will Ospreay is. And he's actually really good on the mic as well.
Star,
So he's a mega star. Hopefully he signs with AEW. I'm praying that he signs with AEW because I need to see more of this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to be the mysterious tag team partner for them, and I can't wait for that match. Wrestle Dream is looking more and more stacked. All the storylines
fit together also.
Yeah.
Don Callis family, and they're all trying to get after him.
No, Wrestle Dream's looking stacked, and I can't wait for it. So yeah, right after that we had the Righteous versus the Hardys
versus
Kingdom
versus the Best Friends.
And whoever won earned a shot at the ROH tag team titles,
which would be at Wrestle Dream, the Righteous one.
Yeah, the Righteous. They're a new tag team.
They've been on a run since they came on the scene.
Yeah,
they're new, but
I don't know how I feel about this yet. I mean, like they won, but like the crowd was just not into it at all.
Yeah, that match was like it was pretty quick too.
Pretty quick match.
We'll see the ROH tag team against MJF and Adam Cole.
I thought I kind of wanted out of like everybody who was in this match, I kind of wanted the Kingdom to win,
just because of the Roger Strong storyline, of course.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna win too.
I thought they were gonna win, but apparently they didn't. The Righteous one. I'm not sure where AEW is going with that. I'm not gonna write it off yet because you can't say never. But yeah, that's gonna happen now. And then there was a video of Mike Santana cutting a promo, basically saying that anybody is in his way, he's gonna take him out. And he's gonna take anybody who gets in the way of his money, which I felt that.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see exactly what
like how
he
they're
does.
Building him up.
Yeah, definitely.
He's solo now.
So right after that, we had Poppy Booty and the Acclaim versus Dark Order.
I can't believe you actually said it.
Well, what the heck? Oh, you want me to say? I'm not gonna say. That's weird, man.
That's his name.
Okay, say his name. Go ahead.
His name is Daddy Ass.
Okay, thank you. Daddy Ass.
Pause.
Yeah.
That's his name though.
Okay. They ended up beating the Dark Order to retain AEW Trios titles in a pretty decent match.
Decent, yeah,
the new finisher they have to finish that match was great though. The ending finisher that they used was I like that. That was cool. So yeah, they ended up picking up the win there. Then they had Julia Hart versus Sky Blue. In which Julia Hart, ended up beating Sky Blue.
Yeah, she kept the hold on her after the match, and Willow Nightingale came out for the save, which said it's gonna maybe set up a match between them. Julia Hart's on an amazing win streak. She hasn't lost yet in 2023, so I like how they're building her up.
Yeah, they made the best decision by putting her on within
House of Black, right?
House of Black, yeah, that was great. I really do miss Malachi Black on TV. He needs to come back to TV.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. Is he? Yeah. Wait, is he even hurt or it's just?
I don't think he's hurt. I don't know. I think he's just taking a quick little break. But please come back and please put a title on him. I'm just saying, I need a title on this dude.
Of course.
Yeah. So right after that, we had Bullet Club Gold basically cutting a promo backstage to hype up the Jay White versus Andrade on Collision, which was a banger. I'm just gonna say that it was a banger. We'll get to that.
Bullet Club Gold. They're gold too. I love that team.
Yeah, that team's
they're
great.
All funny.
Mike Santana defeated Bronson, but
quick throwaway match.
But the actual story that came out of that was Ortiz meeting him on the ramp.
Yeah,
and that's gonna start.
He tried to talk to him. Santana ignored him and walked away. But
that's great.
We've already heard about how they've been having real life problems. Like they're not even.
Yeah,
friends
they had
anymore.
like backstage heat with each other.
Yeah,
I think I'm not, and don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure like it was starting because like Santana didn't like the way they were being booked and he wanted to possibly leave. Ortiz was happy where they were, didn't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Santana just basically wanted more than what they were getting, whereas Ortiz was kind of just like happy with what they were. And that kind of led to a little bit of a resentment between each other. And
so it's kind of interesting how they're also the real life backstage heat. They're
Well, it's because
They
they're
have a storyline in
professionals.
AEW.
Professionals work with each other,
and they're both great wrestlers. I love both of them.
I'm not calling out anybody. I'm just saying professionals work with each other, even though they hate each other. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, basically that's gonna be amazing because when you mix real life heat with kayfabe heat, it turns into the best storylines.
Yeah, it's because it's realistic. It's real.
Yeah, it feels real.
They really hate each other,
and people who actually like read the dirt sheets
know it's real. They dislike each other.
Yeah, and it could be possible. Maybe they just made up. I feel like they probably did. Come on now, they've been.
We'll see.
They've been tag team partners forever, but I don't think they're going to show that in the storyline. Obviously,
yeah.
But I'm talking about backstage. Hopefully they did because I really miss their tag team. They were
always
Puerto Rico.
Good. Yeah, they came out with the Puerto Rican flags out of New York.
Yeah, they got. But
they were always a great tag team.
Yeah. So of course after that we had the main event, which was Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks, aka the Hung Bucks. Versus Brian Cage and the Mongol Embassy. Basically, it's Mongol Embassy.
Yeah, the Gates of Agony, but they're all part of the Mongol Embassy.
Yeah, and they ended up picking up the win. Hangman Adam Page and the Hung Bucks. They ended up picking up the win to win the ROH 6-man tag team championships, where Swerve Strickland basically stood ringside mid-match, and then after the finish, Swerve and Adam Page went face to face. And they're gonna have a contract signing on Dynamite to seal the deal for
Wrestle Dream.
But
that's gonna be a hell of a match.
That's gonna be matching.
Like I said last week, Swerve Strickland, he's one of my favorites right now.
He needs to win. His music.
He needs to win.
I already said
Obviously, we said this last week. His entrance, Prince Nana, the whole thing. He's great.
He needs that win.
And obviously, we don't have to say anything about Adam Page. He's obviously a top star. He's been a top star champion.
Yeah. No, he's
but that's gonna be a hell of a match, right? And it's gonna be Swerve Strickland's backyard.
I'm excited
Seattle,
for it.
Washington.
I'm very excited for it. But yeah, that was basically AEW Rampage Grand Slam. Yep. In a nutshell, it was a pretty decent thing where a couple of titles switched over.
Yeah, first time I actually watched Rampage in a couple months.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was 2 hours long, so it was a lot. But yeah, we can go ahead and move on to AEW Collision now. Okay, so now let's finally talk about AEW Collision. There was a lot of wrestling going on this week, but yeah, first of all, let's go ahead and change these colors. Let's go ahead and go with orange. I hope that's reading as orange. That's reading as orange. I really hope so. It's not red.
It's orange here.
It's orange. Okay. But yeah, AEW Collision.
Another good show.
Great show. Great, fantastic matches happened on the show. Oh my God, this thing was fully stacked. Of course, we can go ahead and start off with the beginning, which was, I think, one of the best matches of the night. Mm-hmm. It was Christian Cage versus Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin for the TNT title.
Yeah, it was booked as a triple threat match, but we know.
No, it was a 2-on-1 handicap match. It was a
handicap match.
It was a really funny handicap match because basically Christian Cage was basically telling Luchasaurus what to do the entire time, telling him, like, instructing him what to do, where to throw him, where to slam him. But yeah, for some reason, like, Darby was still like in the match, so it wasn't like he was completely.
There was a small spot where the title was in the ring and Luchasaurus picked it up, and they were saying like that's the first time he's held the title.
Yeah, first time he's ever touched it.
And like Christian went up to him, he kind of pushed him away, so it kind of looked like he was gonna turn on Christian, but then he ended up. Christian yelled at him to give him the belt, and he didn't. Well, Darby Allin got involved, but
yeah, Darby got involved. Darby hit Luchasaurus with the title, and then he hit the coffin drop on him. But just before he was about to pin him, Christian Cage comes out and just shoves him,
throws him out the ring, and pins Luchasaurus.
It pins it and becomes the champion, and then
becomes the official TNT champion.
I thought it was hilarious, but you can tell Luchasaurus was so angry.
He was like angry and sad, but I thought he was gonna like turn on him or something, but they still hugged after the match.
It's gonna be a slow turn.
Yeah, they still hugged after the match.
It's gonna be a slow turn, but yeah, now we can officially say that Christian Cage is a TNT champion. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a great match.
Yeah, later on in this was later on in the night, but we're gonna talk about it anyway. Tony Schiavone was interviewing Christian. Christian said he was finally happy to be done with Darby Allin, but then Tony came out of nowhere and gave him the news that Tony Khan has made the Christian versus Darby Allin in a 2 out of 3 falls match for Wrestle Dream. Right?
Yeah, it was for
Christian was so angry he started yelling, "Tony!" He was yelling for Tony Khan and he left. He stormed off. It was funny.
I think this is great. However, and I will say this, and I love Darby. Darby is one of my favorite wrestlers in AEW. But this dude gets he gets title match after title match just thrown at him. He's on the every other week. He's in a title match. I don't understand.
Yeah, whether it's like international title or
TNT,
I don't know, TNT or TBS
or even AEW championship,
anything.
Yeah,
he's in the title hub. But he's that. There. I guess he's that damn good. He's good.
Okay, but
he's gonna break his back one day.
They also have crazy moves. They also taken because come on now. Like if he keeps losing them, he needs to build himself up to get to that.
They gotta make him have like a storyline where
I don't know. He just keeps they're just throwing title matches at him, which honestly,
but
I'm not mad about it because Darby is a great wrestler.
He has some crazy matches. He's gonna end up breaking his back one day. Hopefully not, but
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully not, but yeah. After that we had the Don Callis basically, and we talked about this earlier as well, responding to the what's it called?
Jericho and Omega challenge they had for Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, and he basically said that the third partner for them, for the Don Callis family, will be Will Ospreay. So it's actually going to be Will Ospreay, Kenoso Takeshita, and
Sammy Guevara
versus Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Chris Jericho, which that just sounds fully stacked.
Each one of those guys are like really good at single superstars. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do in a team.
I really can't.
And it all fits into the storyline. They all have issues with each other.
Wrestle Dream is gonna be stacked, and I'm really excited for it. I really wish it was in Boston.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We went to a Boston show before for AEW, and Tony Khan promised after the show, he promised us a pay-per-view, and he's still to.
Yeah, come on, Tony. What
the hell is that? He still hasn't given us a pay-per-view. Like, come on, bro, give us a pay-per-view.
You can dance all you want, like before the show. I don't know if you saw the video of him dancing with Daniel Garcia.
I saw that. That was hilarious.
Keep your promises, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I really hope he does because that thing will definitely sell out. But yeah, of course, that occurred. Which they basically confirmed that match is going to happen, and then from there, go ahead, Elvis.
We had a tag team match: Hook and RVD versus Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Aang. Hook and RVD picked up the win. That was RVD's Collision debut, right?
Collision debut, yes. Yeah. However, RVD looked great. He looks like he's not even he's like 50 or something like that. He looked young.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked really good.
He still had his cool moves. What is it? That spinning leg drop outside the ring onto their apron, Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, it was great. It was really cool.
So that's great for anybody who's been watching wrestling since way back.
It was nice. I thought it was poetic. A legend. This dude was like one of the faces of ECW, tag teaming with the son of one of the faces of ECW. And then picking up the win. I thought it was great.
He's made a name for himself everywhere. ECW, WWE, now AEW. He's there.
I don't know. It was a great match.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do see some more of RVD because I wouldn't mind that at all, especially the way he's been wrestling. He's been doing pretty good. Right after that match, we had basically a video package for Eddie Kingston challenging the ROH Pure Champion Shibata to a match at Wrestle Dream, which that match is going to be violent. It's going to be great, and I get freaking excited for that match.
Well, he's defending both. He's defending both his ROH title and his New Japan strong openweight championship. Yeah. So 2 titles on the line.
I think
that's going to be a hell of a match.
Eddie Kingston's going to pick up the win. I think he's going to win. But
he just won his title. He ain't losing.
Like I said, that match, that card is stacked, and I'm really excited for that because we're huge Eddie Kingston fans here. Eddie Kingston reminds me of like that. I don't know why. He just reminds me of like that like uncle that like you just tell everything to, and he just fixes the problems for you instead of telling your parents.
he's like the cool uncle. Yeah, but he's not the tough guy.
That's the cool Theo right there. That's Theo Eddie. All right, everybody. This is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning of the show, where I said that unfortunately the camera unaligned itself, and I had to go ahead and finish the recording for AEW Collision. So here I am. Unfortunately, Elvis is not here at the moment, so I'm going to have to go ahead and finish this out on my own. So let's go ahead and continue with this. Right after the Eddie Kingston basically calling out for Shibata for the Wrestle Dream match that we are both really, really excited for. Can't wait for that. Of course, Julia Hart defeated Kiera Hogan, and the match was basically Julia Hart looked really, really strong. Of course, this was after Julia Hart went ahead and attacked Willow Nightingale and sent her to the hospital in an ambulance, which was kind of crazy because they're booking Julia Hart to be really, really strong. We're really excited here about that because, as we said before, the AEW women's division isn't really the best booked women's division in all of sports in a long time. We're really excited to see exactly what is going to come out of this. And they did announce a match for Wrestle Dream where Chris Statlander is going to defend her title, the TBS Championship, against Julia Hart. Really excited for that. Also, Brody King said that this is coming off a 25 match win streak for Julia Hart, which we were kind of confused about because I had no idea she won 25 matches in a row. But I guess that was probably like on Rampage and stuff. And like we said, we don't really watch Rampage like that because it has been good the past couple of months until last night. But yeah, right after that, we had a video package from the Righteous talking about their opponents at Wrestle Dream, which was MJF and Adam Cole. Of course, that was after they won that four-way tag team match to become the number one contenders for the ROH tag team titles. Yeah, in terms of like that whole video package, like we said, we still need to see more of the Righteous. They are a new tag team in AEW, so we just need to see a little bit more of exactly what's going to come out of that before we make an actual, opinion on them. From what we've seen, they're okay. I mean, it's not really anything that we're like super pumped up about, but I guess we'll, like I said, we won't write it off yet. Yeah. So right after that video package, we had Jay White versus Andrade. This match was a banger. Of course, it's Jay White and Andrade. They're two of like the best wrestlers on the planet. Jay White ended up picking up the win, but that was only after, of course, a bunch of distractions for Bullet Club Gold because, of course, they're always going to be there to back up Jay White. Of course, the numbers game is clearly in favor of the Bullet Club Gold, and they're going to continue their run on Collision. It seems like they are like the top thing on Collision after the firing of CM Punk, and I am not complaining whatsoever. I love seeing them every single week. They're like one of the one of the first wrestling groups in a long time that I want to see nonstop every week, week in, week out on AEW Collision. I guess other than the Bloodline, because obviously the Bloodline, but that is WWE. I'm talking about in terms of AEW. So yeah, right after that, we had a video package for Ortiz, basically talking about what happened with Santana. As we said earlier in the show, we were really excited about this because this is mixing actual real heat with kayfabe heat. Basically, Ortiz was stating that Santana basically used him to get on the All In card, and basically saying that Santana talked trash on social media, but when he ran into his problems, aka when they met on the ramp, he didn't do anything and just walked away. So he's basically calling him a little B word, and that they're going to go ahead and settle that out. That match is going to be fire. Can't wait for that. Please, AEW, give them enough time to go ahead and develop that. Maybe have them fight in a street fight. That would be great because it seems like that's what they need to get all that frustration out. And hopefully at the end, they're best friends again and they can tag team up and become proud and powerful. But I highly doubt that. But I guess we'll see. Yeah. So right after that, we had of course, the FTR versus the Workhorsemen. Of course, FTR ended up picking up the win. However, Aussie Open was watching from commentary, and they faced off against FTR to hype up their title match at Wrestle Dream. This was kind of just a throwaway match. I mean, they kind of already announced that match at Wrestle Dream, so like everybody knew that FTR was going to win. There wasn't really a point for this, but I guess they just got to stat pad their record. Right after that FTR incident with the Workhorsemen and Aussie Open, CJ Perry, aka Miro's wife, was backstage. And of course, he was saying that she loves her husband, but he's lost his mind because he's going through that whole like I'm the redeemer phase, and he doesn't want her around. Miro was there. They started arguing, and then both basically agreed to stay out of each other's way. CJ said that she's going to be back to managing people and asked Miro to promise not to hurt any of her talents or clients, which I thought was really, really funny. But he doesn't answer and walks away. From my perspective, I think it would be really, really cool if they actually like match up CJ Perry and she starts like managing like Hobbs. Because I mean, like if like the backstory of like the whole like stuff when he was when he was in WWE, and they had that whole storyline with her managing Lashley, and then it turned into like a really awful like adultery storyline where she was basically cheating on him with Lashley. I mean, obviously, I don't want to see that again, but I would love to see like just her managing Hobbs and Miro thinking that's what's happening, and then that starts that storyline again when they start fighting, and then the crowd starts chanting "meet again" because that is great, and we all love that. So yeah, right after that occurred, we definitely had a match of the night contender, match of the week contender. Yeah, Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks in an absolutely brutal Texas death match. This match was, oh my god, it was so good. Like we're huge fans of Bryan Danielson, huge fans of Ricky Starks here. Both guys were left bloodied and battered. And Danielson ended up picking up the win after he wrapped a chain around his knee and ended up and hit Ricky Starks with a running knee for the win. Basically, as I said, absolute banger of a match. Loved every single second of it. If you can watch one match of AEW Collision, I definitely suggest you go ahead and watch that one, because that's basically the end of that storyline. And hopefully they'll be on to bigger and better things. As we know, Bryan Danielson is going to fight Zack Sabre Jr. at Wrestle Dream. That's going to be a great technical fight. That's a dream match. That's why it is at Wrestle Dream. Hopefully Ricky Starks does find somebody to face as well. But yeah, that was basically AEW Collision in a nutshell. In terms of AEW this week, a million times better than last week, that's for sure. Especially because Rampage was actually watchable this week. But yeah, other than that, that's all we really have here. I mean, like I said, unfortunately, with all those camera issues and stuff, we're really excited to get that new camera, and we really appreciate you sticking it out through this episode, even though it was a little bit groggy and messed up, but it's fine. I guess we'll get through it. Life goes on. Thank you so much for listening. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on podcasts networks such as Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give a follow, give a rating. Definitely would appreciate that so much. But yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you next week, and I promise we'll have some video. Good night, everyone.